Hi friends, welcome to the video lectures on Technical C. So after the completion of top 100 CMCQs which I uploaded, so now I want to go for 50 more MCQs which are very most important as per the placements point of view and for who wants to learn the language C effectively. So now we'll see what are those questions. So please watch it carefully. Coming to question number 101. What are ij values after the execution of this program? So here it is given char s of 100, which is a type of data type of string, and int I is a variable of data type integer. I have taken get s to read a string. So here it is given, assume the input string is given as hello / n. So I am giving input as hello and /n. And now I equals printf percentile s, j equals printf hello /n. So what is I value and what is j value? Let us suppose if I take j equals printf hello /n. Actually, when you assign a printf statement to a variable, now the count of, that is a number of symbols. Of course, if you have /n, that is a count of number of symbols, which includes spaces and escaping sequences and commas, special characters, everything it will include. So when you assign a printf statement to a variable, it will count the number of symbols which are inside the double quotes. Of course, including spaces, escaping sequences, special characters, whatever it may be. So all will be included and that count will be assigned to the variable. Let us suppose if I take this one, j equals printf hello /n hello. So totally 5 symbols here, and /n. In C, /n means it's a one symbol, it counts as a one symbol. Why? Because /n combinedly we have one meaning in C, that is /n means it's a new line character. That means when you write /n, the whatever the next will be printed on the next line. So /n combinedly we have a one meaning, that's why /n counts as only one symbol, it's not two symbols here. So that's why hello and /n. So totally 5 plus 1, it will give 6 here. So j value will be 6. Then what about this one? I equals printf percentile s. That means what is s value we have given? That means hello /n. So here also, is it 6? It's not. Why? Because here you are giving input as hello /n. That means here / and n are separate, like those are two separate symbols. It counts as two separate symbols. That's why here total count will be 5 plus 2, that is 7 will be there. So this is what we need to remember, like when you give a string as input, that means this escaping sequences or whatever it may be, if you write /0, whatever it may be, it counts as two symbols, whereas if you write inside the printf statement, that counts as only one symbol. So the answer will be option B. Coming to the question number 102. A program reads 500 integers in the range 0 to 100. Representing the scores of 500 students, it then prints the frequency of each score above 50. What will be the best way for the program to store the frequencies? So here it is asking, like there are 500 integers. So 500 integers representing the scores of 500 students. Let us suppose you take the students, 500 students are there, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like this up to 500. There are 500 students and integers in the range of 0 to 100 representing the scores. So for each student you have to store the marks or score, whatever it may be. The score might be it is in between 0 to 100. Might be he will give, the first student will get something like 70, second student 60, something like third student something like 75. Like this, totally 500 values you need to store. Now it is asking, it then prints the frequency of each score above 50. Now here in this marks, I want to store how many students who got, that means above 50, that means who got 51. How many students got 51? How many students got 52? How many students got 53? Like this you need to store up to how many students got 100. Anyway, the range is between 0 to 100, but in that I want to store only above 50. That means how many students got 51, 52, like this. So here it is asking what would be the best way for this program to store the frequencies. So here you need to store these values. So what is the best way, it is asking. Anyway, if you observe here, I need to store 51, 52, 53, 54. For each one I need to store one count value. So can I take like this, like a of 51, a of 52, like this up to a of 100 I can take. So let us suppose, what is a of 51? Let us suppose the value is 8 means, so how many students got the marks are 51 means 8 number of students. A of 52 something like 20, that means 52, how many students got 52 means 20 students. Like this we need to store. Let us suppose if I take like this, I need to take an array of maximum sizes. Of course a of 100 you are storing now, so maximum size should be 101 actually, but the size should be 101. That means a of an array of 101 numbers is required. But is there any other best way? Yes, we have. Why should I start from 51? I can start from a of 0 only. That means a of 0 represents who got the marks 51. A of 1 represents who got marks 52. A of 2 represents who got marks 53. Like this, a of 49 represents who got marks that as 100. So like this I can store. If this is the way I can follow, the last one is a of 49. That means a of 0 to 49 means the array size should be maximum of 50 is enough. Of course you can take a of 101 also, but what is the best way? A of 50 is also enough, you can take. That means a of 0 will take who got the marks of 51. A of, I'm writing here, a of 0 will be taken by who got the marks are 51. A of 1 who got the marks are 52. Like this, a of 49 who got the marks are 100. Like this I can store the count. So in order to do this one, I require an array which is a maximum size is 50. That is enough. So that's why, which option is correct? Here it is giving 101 numbers, 50, 500 and 550. So I require enough, that is 50 only. So option B is the correct answer. Now coming to question number 103. Here it is about the logical operators, that is double N and double R. So what is W value, what is X, what is Y, what is Z value? So I equals to 5, J equals -2, K equals 0. It is given. Now we need to find which is the correct. Now anyway, in general we think that okay, we need to go with I logical or J. After that you need to go for logical or with K, like this. But you need to remember one thing, there is a operator precedence we have. You can see here there are logical and logical OR. If you have more than one logical AND, of course the associativity is from left to right. If it is logical OR also, of course left to right. But if you have one logical AND, one logical OR, the priority is always logical AND first. So this is operator precedence table. If you take two operators, which is on the top will be first priority between any two operators. Let us suppose if I take multiplication and plus, which is on the top, multiplication. That's why multiplication will be the highest priority compared to the addition. So highest priority of all is, this is top left one, that is braces. Like this if you consider, for this one we'll see. The first one, W equals to I logical or J. Anyway we know that logical OR means if both the values are 0 then only 0, otherwise 1. Whereas logical and if both the values are 1 then only 1, otherwise 0. So this is of we have to follow that truth table. Now if you consider W equals to what is I value? 5. Anyway two logical ORs. In that case we need to follow left to right associativity. So 5 means non-zero, J value -2, again non-zero. Non-zero or non-zero, the resultant is 1. And logical or K value, what is K value? 0. 1 or 0. 1 or 0 means true or false is always true. So that's why the W value is 1. Now here two logical AND operators. Anyway again left to right associativity. I and J. What is I value? 5. J value -2. So both are non-zero, that means both are true. Non-zero means true and 0 means false, we need to consider. So true and true is true only. Next, after the double AND of K, what is K value? K value is 0. So if you take 0, means false. So true and false is false. So that's why x value is false, means you have to take it as 0. What about this one? I double R J and double AND K. Now we need to consider there are no same logical operators in this line. One is logical OR and one is logical AND. So now we need to remember that which is having highest priority. So now definitely J double AND K, that is double AND is the highest priority. So first you do the operation of J double AND K. So what is J value? -2. -2 means non-zero, which is true. Double AND K value is 0, false. So true and false is always false. Now you need to go for I. What is I value? 5, which is true. That means true or. Now what is the answer for J double AND K? False. So true or false is true only. So like this you need to consider. Now true or false is true only, the value is 1. So the value of y is 1. Now Z equals to double AND and R. So anyway, double AND and R, double AND is the highest priority. First you do I double AND J. What is I value? 5. 5 means true. Double AND J value -2. -2 means non-zero, again true. True and true is true. Then logical OR with K. K value is 0, means false. So true or false is true. True means 1. So the answer is 1 0 1 1. If you print W X Y Z, the answer will be 1 0 1 1. So which option? Option D is correct answer. Coming to the question number 104. What is the output of this C program? So int K, here for loop, first statement it is given printf, that is flower in double quotes, then semicolon, printf yellow in double quotes, then printf fruits in double quotes. Now is that an error? Can I give like this? Yes, we can give like this. It's not at all an error. Now we'll see how the execution starts. Let us suppose if I write any for loop, first will be initialization, next some condition, next increment or decrement will be there. So according to that it will execute, and inside you will have statements. Now how the execution starts? First it will take initialization and checks the condition whether it is true or false, that is 0 or non-zero. If it is non-zero, then it goes inside the loop, then it goes to the increment or decrement. Now if we see this process, the first one is it has to consider the initialization which is before the semicolon. What is there before the semicolon? This statement. So printf flower. So that has to be executed first. If this is executed first, what will be the output? Flower. Now after this it has to check the condition. What is the condition? Printf yellow is given. Anyway, condition in the sense, here the condition in the sense you can give anything. It's not like I less than or equals to j less than, not like that. Anything, you can give a number also here. Anyway, it checks whether it is a 0 or non-zero. Now here printf yellow. So this will be executed. Now it will be yellow will be printed. Now after printing, what is the condition value? If you see, if I execute printf yellow, what is the value? I told you, like, if printf statement, what is the value of a printf statement means number of symbols inside the double quotes. How many symbols are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6, and of course I have given one space, 7. Total count is 7. So the condition value is 7. Now check it out, is it 0 or non-zero? If it is non-zero, goes inside the for loop. If it is 0, comes out of the for loop. So that is what the execution. Now it is non-zero, so that's why it goes inside the for loop. In that for loop you have break. Break means comes out of the block immediately. So it comes out of the for loop and it never again goes to the for loop. So it comes out and program ends. Now you see what will be the output you are getting? Flower and yellow. Anyway, this printf fruits will not be executed. So the output will be flower and yellow. So option C is the correct. Now coming to question number 105. It is about the conditional operator. I equals 3, j equals 5 it is given. Now k equals to 0, that conditional operator 1 colon j. So in conditional operator we'll have a condition. If it is true, first value will be taken, otherwise second value will be taken. Now if you see here, what is the condition value? Directly 0. I told you, like, let us suppose if the situation is like this, a less than b, condition a colon b. That means if a less than b, then a value will be taken, to C, or else B value will be taken. So that means, let us suppose A value is 5, B value is 7. Is that 5 less than 7? Is it true? Yes. So that's why A value will be taken to C. If this is false, let us suppose if I take something like 10, 5. 10 is less than 5, false. So B value will be taken. Like this it will be. Now it will check that condition, if the condition value is 0 or non-zero. True means always non-zero, that is 1. False means always 0. Now if you see here the direct condition value is 0. That means directly it will take the false value. So if the condition value is non-zero, it takes the first value, that is 1. If the condition value is 0, it takes the second value. So here directly it is 0, that's why it is taking the second value. What is the second value? J. So what is the value of J? 5. So K value will be assigned to, that is 5 will be assigned to K. So output will be 5. It is not at all an error. So which option is correct? Option B is correct. Coming to the question number 106. What will be the output of this C program? So here it is given float num, the value is 8.88. Then char status of it is a string. I have taken the string as OUT. Not only OUT, you can observe I have given single quotes also. So double quotes and single quote, that means your string will be stored like this. So anyway, anything if you store in double quotes, that will be stored one by one character in a string. So it's like if you take a string, that is a status. So the index starts from 0 like this. So the first value is in the double quotes. What is the first single quote is there? Then O, then U, then T, then close brace. Now anyway it is a string, that's why it stores the null character also when it wants to store. Actually this is a boot string. Here we are printing printf %d printf / float. So what will be printed first? Anyway this printf statement has to be executed first. So what it has to execute first? So it has to print whatever is there inside it. So it will print what? Float. First it will print float. Now what is the value of this %d? That means what is the output of this one? That means what is the count of the symbols inside it? That means how many symbols are there here? So here you can observe /n. I told you /n counts as 1. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So total 5 plus 1, totally 6. And the output will be float comma 6, like this for the first printf statement. Next, for the second printf statement, you can see first anyway this printf statement has to be executed. Printf /n %f. What is the %f value? Num. What is the num value? 8.88. So anyway it has to print 8.88. But you can observe it's a float value, that's why it takes the total precisions after a decimal point are 6. So already 2 values are there. So totally remaining 4 zeros will be printed. Now this is what it will print when you execute this printf statement. Now what about this printf statement? Printf %d, that means the count of this one. What is the count? You can observe 1. Even you can count this dot also. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Totally you have 8 here, and also /n1, totally 9. So it prints 8.880000, then count is 9, like this. Next, printf %d. Now coming to this one, printf %ls status. So what is the value of %ls? That is status. What is there in the status? What is there in the status? It is not only the out string, it is included with single quotes. See, whatever is there in the double quotes will be printed. What is there in the double quotes? Single quote, OUT and single quote. So that has to be printed. So it will print like single quote starts like OUT single quote. Now after this, what is this %d? That means what is this value here? It will check it out. What is there? First 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course we need to include the single quotes also. Then /n, totally 6. So it will print like this, then count is 6. Anyway, we don't include null character here when you go for the count. When you go for the size, we have to include for size for null character also. So even for length also we don't include. So if I ask you what is the length of this string of the status means, you can say that 1, 2, 3 and 2 single quotes, that is 5. Like this we can answer. So the what is the answer here? Float 6, 8.880000, and the count is 9 here, and here single quote out, single quote, then 6. So which option is correct? Option E. Now question number 107. I equals 17, and that is a I variable which I have taken it as integer, and C as a character data type, and I assign the character constant as C. See here, this C is a variable and this C is a constant. Remember, if I write C here like this, it's a variable, and if I include this one in single quotes, it's a character constant. So if I say constant means what is the value of this character C? Anyway, it is a lowercase c, that's why the ASCII value is 99. So it will take the value as 99. Anyway, ASCII value for lowercase starts from 97, for B it is 98, and for C it is 99. Like this it will take. For Z it is 122. Now the question is here, it is taken a variable sum as integer, I plus C it is given. What is I value? 17. And what is C value? What is C value? C in single quotes. Now how this addition will happen? The question is comment about the above program. So will it compile correctly and run correctly, or anything that is character and integer are added which is an error, or any other error, or none of this? That is a question here. Now you can observe here 17 plus C is given, one is integer and one is character is given. Will that addition is possible? Yes, it is possible, and that character C which has its ASCII integer value, that is 99, will be taken here automatically. This is, we call it as implicit type conversion. We are not telling the compiler to convert, but automatically it is converting your character into integer. So that's why it will convert successfully. It will take anyway 99 plus 17, you may get the value as 116 as some value. So you may have one doubt that why character is converted to integer, why not integer should be character converted into character. So for implicit type conversion, the compiler will do, it follows the rules or ranking which we called as conversion ranking. Here you can see this is a conversion ranking. So based on this it will convert. Let us suppose in our example I have given character and integer. So if I take two data types, which is on the top will be converted to bottom. Which is on the top will be converted to bottom. So character and integer, if I give, character will be converted to integer. So if I take integer and float, so integer will be converted to float, not float will be converted to integer. Integer will be converted to float. Let us suppose if I give 2 plus 5.0, so 2 will be converted to 2.0. So like this it will happen. Even if you take character and float, character will be converted to float. Like this it follows this conversion ranking order. So based on this, if you take, so the answer you will get it as, anyway I value is 17 and C value is 99. So totally 116, the answer you will get without an error. That's why option A is correct. And of course if you want to make it in reverse, like if I give integer and float, instead of converting integer to float, you want to convert into float to integer, then you have to go with the explicit type conversion, where explicitly you have to provide in your program that what data type you want to convert. Let us suppose we can write like this, sum equals to, let us suppose there is a float x something like 2.5. Let us suppose I want to give some integer sum here, and sum is equals to x plus 4, like this it is given. Now you see x is 2.5 and here 4 is given, x is float and 4 is integer. 2.5 plus 4, anyway it is 6.5, but I want to store only, I want to take x value as only 2. Why? Because let us suppose it is integer, and again x also want to be integer. Now what I need to write? I need to write here int of x. Now your x float will be converted to integer, that means 2.5 will become 2 and here 4, totally it will become 6. Like this it will happen. So whatever you are writing here int, no, that we call it as explicit type conversion. You are explicitly converting your x data type, that is from float to integer, explicitly. So this is what happens in this type of programs. Coming to the question number 108. Void main, here I have taken character pointer p, I have taken a string, that is CSE GURUS, and I have taken int pointer q, so p++. First we'll see how it will store. If I write char pointer p CSE GURUS, how the p can be stored. Let us suppose it is a character array. The characters will be stored like this. So the index starts from 0. So CSE GURUS. Anyway, the last character will be null character. Now you can observe here pointer p. Now the pointer position is p value is here. Now p++, that means the position of p will be increased by 1. So the value of p will be here right now. Now it starts from here. You can observe p++. So the position is here itself. Now if you observe q equals to int asterisk of p. Now what is q value? That is type conversion of your pointer data type. Like let us suppose here this address is anyway character data type, each takes 1 byte. That's why this address is 2000. This will be 2001. This will be 2002. This will be 2003. This will be 2004. This will be 2005. 6, 7, 8 like this. Now when it is p++, what is the position of p starts from here, and if I print pointer p, that means p value as a string, now you will get what is the answer. From s it will be printed, that means p value will be SE GURUS. All will be printed like this. So what is p if I ask you? But now you can see q equals to int asterisk of p. That means you are converting your p into integer. This is a type conversion. That means your address is converted. That means now q, the address will be here right now. That is in 2001. Now if I write q++, what happens? Will it increment by 1? That is 2001 will become 2002. Will it goes to here? No. So here it happens like q is an integer. That's why integer takes how many bytes? 4 bytes. That's why it has to move to the 4-bit positions. 4 positions to the right. That means your q++ means it takes the values like it moves to the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. It makes +5 and it goes to the position this 2005. Now you can see the position of q is 2001. If I make q++ means if it is a character data type, when it is character data type, if you increment, it will be incremented by 1. But if it is an integer data type, it will be incremented by 4 bytes. So 2001 plus 4, it will become 2005. So now the position is where here it is, you can say, and the character is R. Now position of q is from here. Now if I print q, what it has to print? R, U and S. That's it. So it will print R, U, S. Remember this point when I go with the q, which is a type conversion of integer pointer type. So that's why if I go with the integer pointer that is incremented by 1 time, that will be incremented by 4 addresses, and that means 4 bytes. Now the answer is SE GURUS as well as RUS. So for P value is SE GURUS and Q value is RUS. So that's why which option is correct? Option D is correct. Coming to the question number 109. What will be the output of the following C program? That is int main, int I is equals to 5, pointer, ptr equals to address of I. So how I value will be stored? I will be stored in a one memory location. Let us take something like 2020. So here the value inside is 5. Now ptr equals to address of I. The ptr, it will be taken in another memory, something like 4000. And what is inside? I am storing address of I. What is the address of I? 2020. Now pointer ptr is equals 0. That means pointer ptr is equals 0. That means pointer of what is the ptr value? 2020. That means you have to go to the position of 2020. So I'll go to the position of 2020. If I give asterisk means what is the value inside of that address? What is the value? 5. So already it is 5. Now we are going to that position. Now we are assigning what? 0. That means in place of 5 I am replacing it as 0. Now what is the value of I? If I print, 0 will be printed. So that is what here it is given, the percentile I. So this is what directly assigning by taking the reference. So even if you change pointer PTR, the I value will be changed. So answer is, that is number is 0. That is option D is correct. Coming to the question number 110. So what will be the output of the following program? So static int ARR of 5. Now I have taken array. In general, if I take an array like this, in general if I take, what are the values will be inside? Definitely they are garbage values. But if I take static int, the by default values all are zeros. Even if you take any size, all the values are zeros. Like this it will be. So whatever it may be the size you will give, even if it is a less size or whatever it may be, the array will be taken and the by default values whatever you have taken will be 0. Now for I equals 0, I less than or equals 5, I plus plus, printf percentile D ARR of I. What is I value initially? 0. So AR of 0 I am assigning it as 1. Next AR of 1, again assigning it as 1. Next 2, again 1, 3, again 1, 4, again 1. Now if you observe here, I less than or equals to 5. That means what is the size of an array? Only up to 5. That means up to 4 only. So there is no size. Even in that case also, even if you take ARR of 5, that is equals to 1, then it will be assigned like 1. That is what here it won't show like it is out of the memory. If I make it static, even if you take the out of the memory size also, it will print that value as whatever you have given. That means if you don't give, by default it is 0. If you give whatever the value, it will be assigned and it will be printed. So answer is how many times? 0 to 5. That means totally 6 times. So option B is the correct answer. Going to the next question, that is 111. So here it is given int a of 5. So 5 elements are given in an array, and int pointer, of course here pointer it is initialized with the address. So what is that address it is initialized? If I give ampersand a, what is the meaning? If I give ampersand a plus 1, what is the meaning? We'll see. According to that, the printf statement will be executed. So how it will be executed, we'll see now. A of 5, when I write a of 5, so the memory allocation will be like this. So the elements are stored like this in an array. Now in pointer, int hashtag ampersand a plus 1. So what is the value of ampersand a plus 1? When I write ampersand a then plus 1, the meaning from the compiler is the address of the pointer will be taken, which is the next address after the completion of this array. That anyway I'll explain with this example. Let us suppose this is the address 2000. Anyway integer takes 4 bytes, that's why this is 2004, this is 2008, this is 2012, this is 2016. The address starts from, that means 2000 to 2003, 2004 to 7, 8 to 11, 12 to 15, 16 to 19. So these addresses will be occupied by this array. Now what is the next address? So if I write ampersand a plus 1 means the next address after the completion of allocation of these addresses. So here it is completed after 2019. So now the next address will be 2020. So this is the value of ampersand a plus 1. Remember this point. So like this it will assign. If I say ampersand a, where a is an array. So now what is ampersand a plus 1 means, which is the value after the allocation of this addresses. What is the next address value will be there? That will be your ampersand a plus 1 value. Now this is ampersand a plus 1 value. So this value is to be assigned to the PTR. Now what is PTR value? Will be equals to 2020 in our example. So till 2019 it is allocated for this an array. That is from 2000 to 2019 it is allocated. What is the next address means 2020. So that value will be taken by ptr. Now here you can see printf percentile d, what is pointer of a plus 1. So what is a plus 1? Anyway, if I say it, and you can find the difference here, this is ampersand a plus 1, this is a plus 1. So ampersand a plus 1 means like this address will be taken. Anyway, a plus 1 means we know that what is a. When I take an array a, what is, if I write a means which is address of a of 0. So what is that address in our example? That is 2000. So a is equals to 2000. What is a plus 1? What is a plus 1? That means 2000 plus what is the next address? It's not like 2001, it is the next address. What is the next address? It is starting from 2004, that is 2004. Anyway, we have how to find that address means 2000, that is base address plus how many bytes of the data type into what is the index. Here if you take the next plus 1 means the next index is 1, and how many bytes? 4 bytes for each value in integer. So 2000 plus 4 into 1, 2004 will be the a plus 1. If I ask you what is a plus 3 in general, so what it is? Base address 2000 plus number of bytes for integer is 4 and the index is 3. So 2012, you can see for a of 3 the address starts from 2012. So like this you need to consider. So if I ask you what is a plus 1 means the address, that is 2004. You can see this is the address a plus 1. What is pointer means? Value inside 2004. What is the value inside 2004? 3. So the pointer of a plus 1 means the value is 3 into what is pointer of ptr minus 1. What is ptr value? 2020. Minus 1 means previous address. This is, it's not 2019, it's previous address. Previous address means, what is the previous address means? That is minus 4. That is, again you need to go like this process. That means minus 1. That's why 2020 minus 4, 2016. So now ptr minus 1 means the address is 2016. So what is the value inside of 2016? 8. So 3 into 8, what is the answer? 24. So like this it will allocate, especially if you consider the concept of pointers, and when you use assign like this, that is ampersand a plus 1. So answer is B. Coming to the question number 112. What will be the output of this C program? Of course it is, we feel that it's a very easy, like printf percentile 5.00. Anyway, if there is no problem, like if I print only 5, simply printf percentile 5, if I write it will print 5. But what happens if I write 5.00, which is a floating value? Of course we may think like, okay, 5.00 we are taking only integer, that's why it will take only integer part and it will print integer. Is it correct? Definitely no. So it's not like that. So it won't print here like this. When you make type conversion with integer, then it will consider integer. So here you have taken only the format specifier. So that's what here the difference we need to consider, we need to observe. Like here it is a value which is a float. Of course float is a different memory allocation, and for integer it is a different memory allocation. So for float it takes a memory allocation for each values. Like if I take 5 means 5 point, it takes 6 precisions, 5.000000 one memory location. If I give 5.000001, like this it has to allocate. And whereas if I take for integers 5 with one allocation, maybe the next value 6 with another allocation, like this it will be. So how this is the arrangement of memory allocation is of float is different compared with integer. So that's why here when you want to print with the integer format specifier, it will not print the only integer value. Actually what it prints, so what it prints actually here is, it is taking only the part which is after decimal, and it is checking with what is this decimal part. So if it is, if I multiply with 2 after 6 number of iterations, if the right side decimal value is 0, then it is giving as 0, otherwise it takes the garbage value. You can observe, let us suppose if I give here 0 0, no 0 0, anyway it is totally 0 0 into 2, again 0, so that's why the value is 0. Let us suppose if I take 5 point something like 25, it ignores this one, and 25 into 2, this is 0.5, one iteration, and 0.5 into 2, 1, So 2 iterations. In 2 iterations you are getting right side is 0. So that's why again even for 5.25 you are getting 0. So even for if you take let us suppose if I take 5.2 only, what is 0.2 into 2? 0.4. 0.4 into 2, 0.8. 0.8 into 2, 1.6. Again you have to take the only 0.6. What is 0.6 into 2? 1.2. Again you have to take only right 0.2 into 2. See, never you are getting 0 right side. So if you take 5.2 you are getting garbage. Remember this point. If you multiply like this in at most 6 number of iterations, if you are getting 0, then it is giving 0 the value, otherwise it is giving garbage value. So like this it will execute. It is a special case when you consider when you take a float value and when you want to print in percentile D format specifier. This is a special case. So now the answer will be 0 only, it's not 5. And for further clarity regarding how it will take after the decimal point, you can watch the explanation of question number 24 in my video lecture, that is top 100 MCQs. The link you can find below. So where how this value I told you know, like 6 number of iterations it will go. So you can watch that question number 24. Coming to the question number 113. What is the output of this C program? So here it is given min value, max value. And of course this is very simple, average equals to addition, but you need to clearly check this one. Here it is given, it's not minimum underscore, it is minimum hyphen it is given. Yes, we have to check it out where hyphen is not accepted when you declare a variable. So that's why it will give a compile time error. So this sort of the variable declaration is not accepted in C. So this also we need to check it out. Of course if I write underscore here, then it is allowed, but here it is given hyphen here also, so both are not accepted. That's why here only you will get compile time error. So the answer is D. Coming to the question number 114. A 10-bit unsigned integer has the following range. So 10-bit unsigned integer. So how many values you can store? How to calculate this one? So it's like this. Let us suppose if I ask you what is for character, how many values it will take, means first of all it takes how many bytes, means 1 byte. So what are the values will be taken? Let us suppose how to calculate. First of all, 1 byte means how many bits you need to consider? 8 bits. So 8 bits means each bit either it takes 0 or 1, that is 2 values. Totally 2 power 8, totally 256 values it can consider. The character data type can store totally 256 values. What are those 256 value? If it is an unsigned char, that means only positive values. That's why it takes from 0 to, of course, 256 minus 1, 255. Why? Because 0 also included, totally 256 values. If it is a signed char or simply char, what it has to take? Of course, half of the values to be in the negative side. So that's why instead of 2 power 8, 8 minus 1, 7. So minus 2 power 7 to plus 2 power 7 minus 1. Here also you have done now 256 minus 1 like this. So minus 128 to plus 127. Like this you need to remember. Even for integer also, integer 4 bytes. So for integer 4 bytes means how many bits totally? 2 power, that is bits is 4 into 8, 32 bits. So total values it will take is 2 power 32 values. So if it is unsigned, it will take 0 to 2 power 32 minus 1. If it is a signed integer or simply integer, it takes half of the values to be negative. That means minus 2 power 31 to plus 2 power 31 minus 1. So like this you need to consider, and like this you need to calculate. Similarly here it's a 10 bit, it's not 10 byte, it is 10 bit. So that's why each bit has 2 values, that is 0 or 1. So 2 power 10. So 2 power 10 values it has to consider. What are those 2 power 10? 2 power 10 means actually the value is 1024. Anyway, it is given it as unsigned it is. So unsigned means only positive values, starts from 0. So 0 to how many values it will consider? Totally 1024. That means 0 to 1024 minus 1, that is 1023. So 0 to 1023 means totally 1024 values it will consider in the range. So which option is correct? Option D. Yeah, of course, very easy one. Format identifier. Percentile is also used for which data type? So there are format specifier we are using in C. Of course, we know that percentile D is used for integer, and not only percentile D, you can use percentile I also. Percentile I is also for integer. Remember this point. Our option is D. Of course, percentile F for float, and percentile LF for double, for character percentile D, for string percentile S, and other than this we have percentile O also for octal, percentile X for hexadecimal, this is small x for hexadecimal values, and of course percentile P for pointer kind of variables, percentile U for unsigned integers. Of course, like this all are defined. Of course, percentile LD for long integer. So these are all defined in C. So these are all format identifiers or format specifier, we call it as. So for our question, the answer is D. Coming to the question number 116. So here a string is taken, that is a of 10 equals to, in double quotes it is taken. So remember this point, what will be stored in an array, that is string, what will be stored here I am writing. So here open brace is a symbol. Okay, you cannot take it as a separate, like only 0 will be stored in an string. It's not like that. So open brace is also a symbol. Open brace, then 0, then close brace. Like this it will be stored anyway. Last character will be null if you take it as a string. So like this it will be stored. Now for I equals 0, I less than string length. strlen means string length, string manipulation function, where it is defined in string.h header file. So what is a string length? How many characters you have in a string? That means 1, 2, 3. Totally 3 characters are there. Okay, I equals 0 up to I less than 3. That means I less than or equals 2. Up to 2 it will take. I plus plus and printf percentile C. It will print each character. So first character, then second character, then third character. So which option is correct? Of course there is no error here. So which option is correct? Either A or B. So even you can remember here, after percentile C I have given one space. That's why it will be printed like open brace, then one space, then 0, then again one space, then close brace. Like this it will be printed. So this also you need to check it out. So that's why option A is correct. Coming to question number 117. Here just I want to explain a special case when you write a program where you have given a set of values as inputs. Afterwards you want to give a character as an input, how it will be executed. So it's a special case I want to explain here. Anyway, I'll explain this one by executing. I'll copy this one into a compiler. Yeah, I copied the same code into the compiler. So what is this program actually? So here I have taken two variables and I'm asking for the option, like two values I have to take for A and B, which is the integer values, and according to the option. If it is plus, it has to do addition. If it is minus, it has to do difference. If it is in asterisk, it is multiplication, like this. For case slash, it has to give division, and for case percentile you have to get the remainder, and for default it is invalid option. Like this it is given. So first you need to enter two integers, then followed by a character you need to give. That character means symbol, which symbol you want to do. So I want to execute this one. We'll see what happens. We'll execute. So it is asking for first number, I'll give something like 10. Now the other number something like 6. So what happens here is, after taking the 6, I'm hitting enter. Enter means the compiler understand it as /n. /n means it is a one character. So your option, it is taking it as /n. So that's why, is there any case with /n? No. So that's why it is executing the default. That's why the answer you can say enter option. That means if I hit enter, no, that enter, that is, it is taking the option as /n. So that's why there is no case with /n. That's why it is going to the default as invalid option. Okay, if you still have a doubt, we'll do one thing, like we'll include case /n also here. Alright, case /n. I'll write click case /n, and if it is a /n, what we need to do, I'll write something like printf. I'll write something like CSE GURUS. Now if I give two input values and if I hit enter, it has to execute case /n. Why? Because hitting enter means simply it is taking /n case. Okay, so that's what. Anyway, I need to write break also here. So that's what. Now if I execute this one, we'll see. So enter a comma b value something like 10, another value something like 5. Now I'm hitting enter. If I hit enter, it has to execute case /n, and my output should be CSE GURUS. You can see here enter option means CSE GURUS. Directly it is taken. So this is what happens when you give a set of values as input followed by a character as input. So how to avoid this error? So of course we have two options. The first option is like first give the character, that means option, then you give the values. Of course that is not the best option. Now another option is when you give an option in scanf, that is %lc. So before %lc you give one space, so that whatever hitting /n will not be taken into %lc. This is what we need to follow. Simply give one space before the %lc. Now we'll see the execution part. So I'll give first value as 10, second value as something like 5. Now if I hit enter, you can see now it is asking for the option. So if I give option as something like *, that means into multiplication. So 10 into 5, the output should be 50. So product is equals to 50. This is what the problem when you give a number of values as input followed by a character. And how to avoid this problem means you have to give just one space, that is enough, so that you can, those /n, the value, that symbol will not be taken into this %lc, that is option. So like this we can execute these sort of the problems. So here simply we need to give a space here, so that is enough. We'll go to the next question. Coming to the question number 118. So here I equals to 5, printf %ld I comma I plus plus, whereas printf %ld /n comma I, like this it is given. So what will be the output here? Now how it will be executed? So anyway here I equals to 5 it is given, I comma I plus plus. So which has to be executed? Anyway if I get increment operator, that has to be executed first. So that's why from right side, that's why I plus plus. So first it will, anyway it's a post increment, that's why it has to take the value 5, then the value of I will be 6. So first the value of I will be 5, then the value of I will be 6. Next coming to this one, I, what is I value now? 6. So this I value is 6. So 6 comma 5 will be the answer for this printf statement. Now what about for this printf statement? What is the latest I value? 6. So that's why here also 6. So 6, 5, 6 of course. But what about this one? I equals to I plus plus. In general if I give j equals to I plus plus, if I take, let us suppose j is a variable we have. Now what is I value will be taken? 6, no? So j value will become 6. Anyway I value will become 7. But here the thing is I value equals to I plus plus. Now what happens? If I take like this constraint, I is equals to, first value will be taken I equals to 6, then the value I plus plus, that means I has to be replaced with 7. Now what is the final I value? To be 7. But here this is not the case. What actually happens here is it is a post increment, no? So that's why first whatever I value is stored, no, that is only the value will be taken finally. So it won't consider this 7. Why? Because here you can observe I equals to I plus plus means anyway I value will be assigned as a 6, but I plus plus will be taken, but at the end of the line your I equals to 6 only the value which is on the top of the stack, like this we need to consider, and this value only will be taken, that is I equals to 6 only, it's not 7. Remember this point. We may think like, okay, I equals to I plus plus, that means I equals 6, then value will be incremented. Of course the value will be incremented, but it is taking a separate stack allocation here for I plus plus and plus plus I and for I. So that's why, so it will check it out what is the last I value. So what is the I value, it will consider which is assigned only will be taken. It's not like I equals to 7. So this is what happens when you execute this one. So the answer is 6566. Option D is correct. And what about this one? I equals to plus plus I. Plus plus I means I value is 5. Anyway, pre-increment, that's why I value will become 6. So 6 will be assigned here. And coming to this one I, anyway right to left execution, that's why first this one will be over, 6 will be there. And what is the I value? 6 here also. And of course printf, what is the value after this printf statement? That is again I equals to 6 here. Now what about this one? Again it follows the same constraints whatever I told you. What is the recent I value? 6 only will be taken here. It's not 7. Remember this point also. So here also the same conditions are applied. So which is answer? 6666. So option A is correct. Now what about this one? The question number 120. I equals to 5. Here you can say I equals to I plus plus. So again I told you the same thing. If I write I equals to I plus plus, so I equals to 5. 5 plus plus, actually it is 6. Of course first I value will be assigned, no? So at the end what value will be taken by this is only 5. I explained with the previous question. So I equals to I plus plus. What is I value? 5 will be assigned to I. So that only will be taken at the end. So that is what happens here in this statement. So I value will be here 5. Now here you are assigning what is the last I value? 5. So here also 5. Now printf statement, what is the value here? 5 only. Now here I equals to I plus plus. What is the value of I? Again you can take the same constants, that's why. So what is the I value previous? 5 only will be considered. So option C is the correct answer. If still you have a doubt, once you type this code and try to execute this one, you will come to know exactly what happens. Coming to the question number 121. Int main printf, it is given /0, it is a null character, then goodbye. So return 0, like this it is given. What it will be printed as output? So will it print goodbye, or else it will print /0 goodbye, or it will print nothing, or else G will be disappeared. So what is the answer for this? So what actually, if I write like this, you see what is the first character that we have? Null character. So if I give first character as null character, whatever the remaining thing will not be printed. So if it takes it as a string, so anyway in a string, let us suppose if I give a string, in that string if first character is a null character, the remaining will not be taken into that string. Let us suppose if I write like this, good null character bye. So now what will be printed as output means only good will be printed. Whatever is there after null character will not be taken into this string. So that's what happens here, and here initially it is null character. So what will be the output? It prints nothing. So the option A is the correct answer. Coming to the question number 122. Of course here it int main, that is I in lowercase, int n for n equals 7, n not equals 0, n minus minus. I'm printing n equals percentile d, n minus minus. So the question here is how many times it is printing, like what happens when I execute this one. So is it an infinite loop, or it will print 7 to 0 in descending order? So will it give any compilation error, or number 7 to 1 in descending order? What will be the output here? So now if you see the execution of this code, first it will take the value 7. Of course, next condition will be checked. 7 is not equal to 0. Yes, of course, true. That means non-zero value. Of course, the condition is non-zero. Now it will print what? Actually 7. Now after printing 7, n minus minus, the value of n will be 6 here. Here only it is 6 after printing 7. Now again it will go here and n minus minus. Now 6 will become what? 5. Now what is n value? 5. It's not 6, it's 5. Now it goes to here. 5 not equal 0? Of course, true. Again it comes here and it prints 5. Then after printing 5, the value will be 4 here, and again n minus minus, the value will be 3 here. So again it goes here. 3 is not equal to 0. Yes, true. So will be printed 3. Now 3 minus minus, the value is 2, and here again 2 minus minus, here it is 1. Now 1 is checked. 1 is not equal to 0. Yes, true. So here 1 will be printed. So 1 will become 0, and 0 minus minus will become what? Minus 1. So here the value is minus 1. Minus 1 is not equal to 0. Of course, true. Yes, minus 1 will be printed. You can see here it is never it is 0 like this. So minus 1 it will print. The next value will become what? Of course, if you see the difference between any two numbers is 2. So next minus 3, minus 5, like this it will print up to the last of minus 2 power 31 it will take. Anyway, it will print up till minus 2 power 31. I think it is on minus 1. So the next value like this it will go infinite times. Even after the next value will be 2 power 31. Even if you take again, you will get the values like this, and again it will consider 7531 like this. It will never stop. So that's why the answer is infinite loop. Okay, so here if you decrement 2 times, that's why you are getting like this. Anyway, if you start n value from, let us suppose 6, so 6 will become 4, 4, 6, 4, 2, 0, then it will stop. Even if you take 8 also, so if it is a even number, then it will stop. It is odd number, that's why it is never that is equals to 0. So this is what happens here. So the option A is correct answer. Coming to the question number 123. So here x value is minus 1. What is y value? That is what required here. If you know y value, our answer will be over exactly. So y equals to tilt of 10. What is this tilt or negation? So there are operators. Is the tilt of 10 is 0? No. So like this it will be. Not of non-zero, that is some value, any value will be 0. Not of 0 will be 1. Not of any non-zero value will be equals to 0. Not of 0 will be equals to 1. But what is this tilt or negation operation? So here it will be like this. Tilt or negation means opposite number. Opposite number of 10. What is the opposite number of 10? Is it minus 10? No. It is minus 11 actually. How it is minus 11? We'll see actually. So let us suppose how the negative number starts. So I am writing negative numbers here. So the negative numbers are minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7. Like this it will be. What about positive number starts from? Is it from 1? No, it starts from 0. Like this. So now if you observe, what is the opposite of minus 1? 0. Minus 2, 1. Like this. Opposite of 3 is not minus 3, it is minus 4. Opposite of 5 is minus 6. Opposite of minus 6 is 5. So that is what. Let us suppose if I take this is x, this is tilt of x. Even if you take this as x, this is tilt of x. Like this it will print. Let us suppose if I take y equals to, what is the y value? Negation of, that is a tilt of 10 means y value will become what? For 10, positive 10 value, this value will become minus 11. Even if you take, let us suppose y tilt of minus 11, Let us suppose if I take minus 11, y value will become 10. That is the opposite numbers you will get it. So even if you take tilt of 200, it will be minus 201, and tilt of minus 201 will become 200. Like this it will be given as output. Now what is y value? Actually minus 11 will be taken. So x value is minus 1 as it is. So printf percentile y. What is the y value will be printed? Minus 11. And if x equals to y, is that x minus 1 is equals to minus 11? No. So that's why no will be printed. So the output will be minus 11 and no. So option A is the correct answer. Coming to the question number 124. Here I have taken the x value as unsigned integer equals to minus 1. We need to check it out here. I have taken unsigned int. Unsigned int means which takes the values only from 0, but I have assigned with minus 1. So then what is the value of x? Is it minus 1? No. So then what is the value of x? We'll see. Anyway, y value is 10. Now check it out. X is less than y. Minus 1 is less than 10. Is it true? Yes, of course it is true. But if you take it as integer x, then minus 1 is less than 10. It will check and it will print yes. But here I have taken it as unsigned int. That's why the value of x is not minus 1. It is another value. So what is another value is, let me take if it is an integer, what are the values will be taken. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like this. And of course it is an integer means negative values also will be there, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 like this. But if it is an unsigned integer, the value starts from 0 only, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. It will take till, of course, the last one, 2 power 32 minus 1. Whereas here it will take up to 2 power 31 minus 1, here up to minus 2 power 31. Now if I give unsigned int as minus 1, what actually it will take? So after 0. So here if you take where is minus 1? Here before 0. So that means it will be like this, 2, 1, 0. Then it takes the next value as minus 1 like this. It's a cycle. But here also 2, 1, 0. What is the next value means? What is the next value in the cycle? Definitely the last value. So it will take this value. It is like a cycle. So you can write like this. So after 2 power 31, what is the next value you will get? 2 power 31 minus 1 plus 2 power 31 minus 1. So like this here also it is a cycle. That's why after 0, let us take one example. I'll tell you. If I ask you what is 3 minus 5, how it will take an integer? 3, no? Here I have to go to the 5 negative position. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is the answer? Minus 2. In general we know that minus 2 is the answer. But here what is 3 minus 5? 1, 2, 3. What is the 2 more I need to take? Where I need to take? I won't take in negative side. So that's why I need to go here. So what is the last value? 2 power 32 minus 1. What is the next value? 2 power 32 minus 2. So if I take 3 minus 5 in unsigned, the value will be 2 power 32 minus 2. So which is the largest value? Almost it's the positive largest some value. So here also minus 1 means which is 2 power 32 minus 1. So which is the large value will be taken for x. So can you say that this large value is less than 10? Definitely not. So that's why this condition is false and it prints no. So answer is A. So option A is correct answer. Now coming to this one, question number 125. Char A 586. I have given in single quotes anyway. It's not a number. Remember, I have given in single quotes. I have not given in double quotes also. So char A, what char data type will store? It will take only one character value. It's a char. It's not char A of. It's not like this. If it is, it will take it as a string, means all the values will be taken. Anyway, in that case also I need to give double quotes. So like this you need to give char A of double quotes 586. Then it will store in an array of characters or in a string like this 586, and null character will be taken. But here in this question the situation is not like this. I have taken char A. That means it will take only one character. Here I have given 3 characters. Among these 3 characters it will take only one character. What is that one character it will take? That is only the last character. What is the last character? 6 will be taken. So what is A equals to 6? Is it the number 6? No, it is character 6. You have to take it as a character 6. Now I want to print it. So what I am printing? Is it percentile C? No. If I print percentile C, it will print 6. But I am printing percentile D. That means 6 in character. What is the integer value means? It's a ASCII value. So what is the ASCII value of 6? Which is 54. So the answer is 54. So ASCII values for 0 in single, that means ASCII value for 0 is 48. For 1 it is 49, 250, like this, 351, 452, 553, and for 6 it is 54. Like this it will be. So what is the answer here? If you execute this program, the answer is option B. Coming to the question number 126. So here I want to explain about the shift operators, left shift and right shift operators in C. Of course those are bitwise operators. How it will be executed when I give like this 7 left shift by 6. So let us suppose if I give 7 left shift by 1, how the execution will be. First it has to take in binary format. 7 I'll take it as a binary as 0 1 1 1. So like this is a binary value of 7. Now I'm making left shift by 1, so one time. So that means this one will be here, this one here, this one here, this 0 here, and here the rightmost bit value should be 0. So what is the value of this one? 14. The value is 14. Now let us suppose if I go with 2 shifts, that means one more time you need to shift this 0 here, this 1 here, this 1 here, this 1 here, this 0 here, and the rightmost bit will be here. So what is this value? So which is, if you take this is 2 power 0, 2 power 1, this 2 power 2, 4 plus 8, 12, 12 plus 16, 28. So like this it will be. So if I ask you 6 times, will you do like this 6 times? No. So there is a shortcut for this. So how to get the answer means, so there is a formula, that is, if you want to get the answer for shift, that means your number, let us suppose your number is n into 2 power how many shifts you want. So let us suppose your number is 7. 7 into, if 2 power, if it is 1 shift, the answer is 7 into 2, 14. So after 1 shift, what is the answer? 14. If it is 2 shifts, 7 into 2 power 2. So that is 7 into 4, 28. We got the answer. Now if it is 6 shift, what should be the answer? 7 into 2 power 6, which is, you have to calculate 2 power 6 means, which is 64. So 64 into 7, which is 448. So the answer will be 448. Like this we need to remember directly. In any exam, if it is asked like this, we are not going like this. So we have one formula directly. You can use what is that number and how many shifts you want. So you can do like this. N into 2 power s is the formula. Let us suppose if it is a right shift, let us suppose the right shift operator will be like this. And if it is one time, how to take? So 0 1 1. Now each bit from left side. So this 0 here, this 1 here, this 1 here. Anyway, this rightmost bit will be ignored. Okay, anyway here you can keep 0 leftmost. Anyway, if you keep it or not, this will not reflect any difference. So what is the value? 0 0 1 1 means, which is 3. Now if you want to go for 2 shifts, that means this has to be again shifted to right. This 0 here, this 0 here, this 1 here. So the answer is 1. So again one more shift if you want. So this 0 here, this 0 here, the answer is 0. And here also you have formula, that is n by 2 power s. Here it is n into 2 power s. No, here it is n by 2 power s. Of course you can see here, if it is a one shift, 7 by 2 power 1. What is 7 by 2? Of course it is integer, that's why the answer is 3. If it is 2 shifts, 7 by 2 power 2, 7 by 4, what is the answer? For integer it is 1. If it is 3 shifts, 7 by 2 power 3, which is 7 by 8, which is 0. So like this you can get the answer directly with this formula. So instead of wasting time to calculate all those things, you can directly apply the formula and check out the options, and you see what is the answer, and you can keep that answer. Coming to the question number 127. So here array is given a of 5, that is 1 3 5 7 9. So array will be stored like this. So the values, that is index starts from 0. Now in pointer is assigned with here int asterisk. So ampersand a plus 1. What is this ampersand a plus 1? So again I am explaining here. I explained in previous my video lectures. So ampersand a plus 1 means it is not simply a plus 1 of ampersand. It is like it is taking the address that is after the allocation of this address of this array. That means let us suppose this address starts from 2000. Anyway integer 4 bytes, no? So 2000 to 2003 here 2004 to 7, here 2008 to 11, here 12 to 15, here 16 to 19. Like this it will be assigned. So for this array, what is the last allocation, which is 2019. Now what is ampersand a plus 1 means the next value. What is the next value? 2020. So this value will be taken by PTR. So the meaning of this one is like this. So let us suppose if I have one more value in this array, that means 2020 to 23. That means your PTR value will be 2024. So like this it will consider. Remember this point. So if I assign like this ampersand a plus 1 means it takes the next value after the allocation of the present array. So for this array it is allocating till 2019. That's why PTR value is 2020. Now you can see, you can get the answer easily here. So printf percentile d pointer of a plus 1. Now if I take a is an array, what is a, which is directly equals to address of a of 0, which is a base address it will take. Of course in our example, if I consider what is the base address, 2000. What is a plus 1 means the next address. It's not 2001, it is next address, which is the address of a of 1, which is equals to 2004. So like this it will take. So anyway it follows the concept of like this. If I want to find a plus I address, you have to take that base address 2000 plus how many bytes for the data type. Here it is 4 into what is the index. If I take a plus, let us suppose 4. A plus 4 means 2000 plus 4 into I value is 4 here index. So 2016. So you can see for a of 4 this is 2016 it starts. So like this you need to consider. So pointer of a plus 1. What is a plus 1? Address of a of 1. 2004. So what is the value inside in this? 3. So here the output is 3. Now what is the value here? PTR minus 2. So the value of PTR is 20. 20 minus 2. Minus 2 means is it 2018? No. 20 minus 2 into how many bytes for integer? 4. So 2020 minus 8. So 2012. So that has to be taken here. Similar to this one here, when it is plus you are going for the addition. If it is minus you are going for the subtraction here. So like this it will consider, and your pointer value will become what? 2012. That means your pointer minus 2 value will become 2012. So what is the value inside of 2012? 7. So it will print 7. So what is the answer? 3 and 7. So option B is the correct answer. So remember this point clearly, how it will consider when you assign ampersand a plus 1. Coming to question number 128. So char x it is given. What is x? It's a string which consists the string as hello space hi. So it will be taken in a string like this, HELLO space HI followed by null character. So like this it will take, it is a x and index starts from 0, like this it will take. Now of course how it will consider percentile c. First you are printing a character pointer x. So which character it has to take? Percent c means, so which character will be taken? Pointer x. So pointer x means which is x, in the sense if I take x is an array, what is x if I print means which prints address of x of 0. Now what is the address of x of 0? This one. So if I say pointer of x means, now what is the value inside of this x? What is the character? H. So percentile c means h only will be printed. Now what is percentile x plus 2? X plus 2 means which is the address. What is that address? Which address it will take? So x plus 2, that means this address. That means H012. 2 means L. So the address of this L will be taken. So it depends on the compiler how it takes the memory. So that address, some address will be taken. So remember this point clearly here. It pointer x means one character it will be considered. What is that character it will take? That is H only. If I give percentile C. Anyway, if it is a different when I take percentile S here. If I take percentile S and if I say x here, that might be, that is a string will be taken. So that is another situation. But here if I take pointer x means, and here you have given percentile C, one character only it has to take. So that is your first character will be taken. So like this. Anyway, if I take here pointer of x plus 2, so this is like this. Pointer of x plus 2 means, and here if I write percentile C, then what character will be printed? This L will be printed. So if you want, you check it like this. So you write this statement, printf percentile C, comma pointer x, comma pointer of x plus 2. Now what will be the output? Pointer x means which is H, and percentile C pointer of x plus 2. That means 0 position, 1 position, 2 position. So that is L. This will be your output. Coming to the question number 129. So what will be the output of this program? A equals to 10 it will take. Now I have given if A double equals to A. Is this true? So how the execution starts? Anyway, first decrement operator has to be taken first. Okay. Now if I take decrement operator at A value, what is that? 10 will be taken here. Here 10 will be taken, but A minus minus, then the value will be decremented. Now the value will become 9. 9 goes here. Is that 9 is equals to 10? No. So that's why it won't print this true, and it comes here. Printf percentile A. What is the last value of A? That means finally what is the value of A? 9 will be printed here. Once again, if you want, you can check it out. A minus minus, what is the A value? 10 will be taken here. After that minus minus, then A value will become 9. Of course previously it is 10, now it will become 9. Then it goes here. So what is this A value? 9. 9 double equals to 10? No. So that's why it comes here after the printf, this printf statement outside the if condition. So percentile A, what is the recent value of A? 9. So 9 will be printed, then A equals to 10. Now in this case, you see, if A double equals to minus minus A, now again you can see what is A value here? 10. Again that means 9 is replaced with 10. Now you can consider first it will be executed. I told you 10 minus minus, it will become 9. So here the value is 9. Why? Because it is a pre-decrement. So here it is post decrement. So here it's a pre-decrement. That's why value will be taken is 9. After that, what is A value? 9. So here A value is 9. So like this, 9 double equals 9. Yes, true. That means printf false will be executed. So false will be output, and printf A. What is A value? 9. So the output will be 9 false 9, which is option A is correct. So here if it is a post decrement, what is the first value before decrementing will be taken and compared, whereas pre-decrement, after the decrement, what is the value will be compared. So in this case it is true, in this case this is false. So like this the execution happens. Coming to the question number 130. Here the array is given with 5 elements. So now I'll write this, how the array is stored. It is an AI, array is AI, and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this index will be there. The values are storing like 10, 20, 30, 40, then 50. Now I've taken pointer array, APTR. So what are the values stored in this array? like the addresses. AI means it is the address of AI of 0. If A is an array, what is A means address of A of 0 will be taken. So the index here also starts from 0. So first of 0 will be AI. Anyway, I'll take the addresses here, like assume that 2000, here 2004, here 2008, here 2012, here 2016. So now AI, what is AI address? It's a base address, that is 2000 will be stored here. Here AI plus 1 will be stored in the index 1, that means AI plus 1 means 2004, here 2008, here 2012. Here the addresses are starting from, let us suppose 4000, then it will be 4004, here it will be 4008, here it will be 4012, 4016. Now double pointer of dptr, what it is taking, the value is aptr plus 2. That means what is dptr value, which is aptr. What is aptr? The address of aptr of 0. What is the address? 4000 will be taken here, 4000 plus 2. That means 2 into the data type size, that is 4. That means what is dptr value? It's 4008. It's not 4002. Like this it will be taken. This point we have to remember. That means it goes to the address of the index 2. What is the address of index 2? 4008. So that is dptr address, that is 4008. Now if you see, what is the address of dptr? 4008. Now minus what is aptr address? What is aptr means address of aptr, address of aptr of 0. What is the address? 4000. Now what is the result? 8. So will it print 8 here? No, actually. So of course the address difference is 8, but it prints not the number of bytes. It prints, of course the difference is 8 in terms of bytes. 8 bytes is the difference, but it prints what is the difference means in terms of indices it will take. That means here the index of dptr is 2, index of aptr is 0. So what is 2 minus 0? That will be your output. Here 2 will be printed. Similarly, what is aptr of 4? aptr of 4 is 2016. So this is 2016 minus AI. What is AI? Address of A of 0, 2000. So will it print 16? No. So what is the index? 2016. What is the index? 4 minus 2000. What is the index? 0. So 4 minus 0, 4. Or else you can take like this, 16 by number of bytes for the data type. How many bytes? 4. 16 by which is 4. Here also 8 by number of bytes for integer, 4. 8 by 4 is 2. So that value will be taken here. So it is not about 8 and 16. It is to print 2 and 4, which are the index differences only it will print. It will not print the number of bytes here. So that we need to remember, and option B is the correct answer. Coming to the question number 131. So here I have taken an array of num where it takes 5 values 1, 4, 8, 12, 16. So num of 0 equals to 1, num of 1, that is index starts from 0. Like this it will be stored. Now I have taken 2 pointers. One is pointer A comma pointer B, another one into I, where A equals to num. What is the meaning? I told you, like if num of is an array, if I print num, what it takes means it is num ampersand num of 0, the value. So the address, let us suppose it takes the address of this index. So ampersand num of 0. Let us suppose this address is 2000. So the A value will be 2000. Anyway, if it is the base address is 2000, this will be 2004, the next address 2008, next address 2012, next address 2016. Like this it will be stored. So that is for each data type it requires 4 bytes. That's why it takes 2001 to 2003, 2004 to 2008, 7, 2008 to 11, 12 to 15, next 16 to 19, like this. Now A is equals to ampersand num of 0, which is the address is 2000. And if I print what is pointer A, that means what is the value inside of this address means 1. So if I print pointer A, the value will be 1. Now B equals to num plus 2. Num plus, what is num means address 2000 plus 2 means it is not 2002, it is plus 2 indices you need to consider, that is address is 2008. So That's what it will take. And if you see this one, so the value, that is address, will be the b value is in our example, that is 2008. It will take the address. So in that address, if I ask you what is pointer b means, the value inside of this is 8. Now coming to this one, pointer a plus 1. What is pointer a? The value, that is 1. 1 plus 1, which is equals to 2. So it will take the value of I is equals to 2. So printf I value is 2, a value, pointer a value is 1, and pointer b value is 8. Like this it will take. The answer is 218. Option C is correct. But if I write like this, what happens if I write pointer of a plus 1? Then you can take a plus 1 means address of a of 1 will be taken. What is the address of a of 1? Which is the address of num of 1, which is equals to, it takes this value. A plus 1 means the address. What is the address it will take? Num of 1 address it will take. That is ampersand of num of 1 will be taken. What is that? 4. And address of this, that is 2004. What is the value inside? That is inside of 2004 is 4. So I value will be 4 in that case when if I take braces. So this is what you need to remember. If I don't give braces, it takes the value then adds 1 to the value. But if I give braces, it goes to the next address and what is the value inside of it. So like this it will consider. We have to know this difference. So what about this one? Coming to question number 132. So I've taken int array of, total I have taken 8 elements here, and has defined, it's a macro which is a preprocessor directive. I have taken size, means what? It is size of array by size of integer. What is the size of array? That means totally 8 elements and each element takes 4 bytes, that is totally 32. By size of integer is 4 bytes, so 32 by 4, which is 8. The size value is 8. Now printf percentile size, anyway it prints, that is 8. Now minus 1 is less than or equals to 8. Of course we feel that, of course minus 1 is less than or 8 equals to true, it prints 1. But in this case, if you see the size means which uses size of operator, no? So here in this preprocessor directive, even if you take size, that is equals to 8 you have taken, and now it will consider, it's not like minus 1 is less than or equals to 8. Here it executes in different manner. That is, the size, if you take size of any variable or array or whatever it may be, size is always a positive number. Is it right? Never the size value will be negative. Is it right? So that's why it takes the value of size is a unsigned integer value. It takes it as unsigned integer value. Now it is an unsigned integer. You are checking with this is minus 1 means which takes signed integer. So that's why this if condition, how it will execute is this minus 1, it converts also it into unsigned integer. So what is the value if I convert minus 1 into unsigned integer is, which is equals to 2 power 31 minus 1. How it is? It is like this. So if it is integer, the values are like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this up to 2 power 31 minus 1. If it is negative side, the values are minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, like this up to 2 power minus 2 power 31. So like this, after when you decrement like this, it will go up, reaches to minus 2 power 31. Still if you decrement, the value will be plus 2 power 31 minus 1. Like this the compiler takes. And for unsigned integer, how it will consider? So it takes only positive, no? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this, and it takes the values up to 2 power 32 minus 1. Like this it will consider. Anyway, here also it is 2 power 32 minus 1. So now if I decrement, that means minus 1 means what is the value of minus 1? Actually after 0 you are getting minus 1. So in unsigned integer, what you are getting after 0? 2 power 32 minus 1. That's why in minus 1 in integer, what is the value in unsigned integer is 2 power 32 minus 1. What about minus 2? 2 power 32 minus 2. What about minus 3? 2 power 32 minus 3. Like this it will consider the values. So that's why minus 1, what is the value? 2 power 32 minus 1, which is a very large value. So is it less than the size 8? Definitely not. that's why else will be executed, it will print 2 like this. So the answer is 8 and 2. Option C is correct. So this is a different situation when you compare with the size. So when you use an operator that is size of, so size of, that means it is always a positive value. Size means always a positive value, that's why it takes it as unsigned integer. And even if you write negative value here, so it converts this negative value into positive value. So if I convert, it will be taken like this and it will check that condition. Anyway, here in this case the condition is false, that's why it takes a else part. Coming to question number 133. So this is a question with respect to the switch case. I have taken I equals to 4, switch of 4, I value is 4. See, I have written, of course in general we'll write this default at the end of the switch, but I have written here in the initial. So we'll see how it will execute. So here the execution manner will be like this, switch of 4. So first it will check it out, is there any case 4? No. So that's why it goes to the default. So anyway, default where it is in the starting, so it goes to the default. So in the default it will go, and you may think that after going to case 3, case 8, how it will come to the default, even it is not a loop. So the execution will be like this, it follows the syntax rules. In that syntax rules itself it will check like what is I value. So if it is 4 it will check, if not it goes to the first execution of default. So after default there is no break. So if there is no break after a statement execution in switch, what will happen? The remaining statements until the break will be executed. So similar things happens here, like I equals to 4, switch of 4. So there is no case 4, that's why default will be taken first. So after default, anyway nothing is given in default, and after that there is no break, that's why case 3 also will be executed. That means next line is there. So I plus equals 5 means I value will become what here? 4 plus 5, 9. After that the next statement, again there is no break. If 9 is equals to 8, false. So if condition will not be executed. Anyway, if condition closes here. Now I equals to 9, I minus equals to 4. So 9 minus 4, what is the value? 5. So I value will become 5. Break is there. So then comes out of the block, that is switch is closing here, and prints I value. What is I value you are printing? 5. So answer A is correct. So this is what happens when you try with default writing in the starting. Anyway, if you write break here, these next lines will not be executed. Remember that point. I have not written here break inside the default, that's why we are executing the remaining statements. Anyway, here it is break is executed, that's why case 8 is not executed. If there is no break here also, case 8 also will be executed. So option A is correct. Now what about this one? Again the same thing, but I have given I value as 3. Now switch of 3. That means it has to check whether case 3 is there. Yes, case 3 is there. Directly it goes to case 3. And I plus equals to 5. What is the I value now? 3 will become now 8. That is 3 plus 5 equals to 8. So there is no break immediately if condition. 8 is equals to 8. Yes, true. So I plus plus. Now I value will become 9. Now if 9 is equals to 9. Yes, true. Break. So comes out of the switch. Now what is the last I value? 9. So which option is correct? Option C is correct. So like this it will be executed. Again it won't go for default. Remember this point. Now what about this one? Question number 135. I have taken I equals to 8. Is there any case with case 8? First it will check. Yes, there is a case with 8. So I plus equals to 5. So I value is 8. 8 plus 5, that is 13. So of course there is no break statement, but closing here. Switch is closing here, so comes to the next line. It won't go to the switch again in this case because there is no loop here. So even there is no break here, there is no next statement. Let us suppose if there is a case something like 10 or whatever it may be, some statement is there, the statement definitely will be executed. Why? Because here you don't have break. So anyway there are no statements here, that's why comes out. Then printf I value. What is I value? 13 will be printed. So we need to check these differences I explained in these 3 questions, especially when you write default in the starting position. So option A is correct. Coming to the question number 136. Which of the following statements are true after execution of this program? So first we'll see int a of 10. It is given pointer p. So a of 0 is equals to 1. So first, of course, it is an array of 10 elements. It has taken maximum. So 0, 1, 2 like this. A of 0 is equals to 1. It is given. And a of 1 is equals to 2. It is given. Now p is equals to a. What is the meaning? P equals to a. P is a pointer kind of variable. Is equals to a means address of a of 0 it is taken. So address of a of 0. A means it is a address of a of 0. So now if you see this address is 2000, this will be 2004 like this. So p value will be 2000. Now pointer of p plus plus means here we need to understand whether address will be incremented or value will be incremented of p. That is main important. So here pointer p means value, p means address, pointer p means value inside the address. What is the value inside the address? 1. So pointer p plus plus means this value will be incremented. So that means pointer p plus plus means the value will be in a of 0 will become 2. So now anyway, if I write like this, if I write without braces pointer p plus plus, now the address will be incremented, value will not. That means if this is the case, pointer of p plus plus, that means what is the p value? 2000 plus plus goes to the next address, that is 2004, and what is the value inside that will be taken. Anyway, there is no increment if I take this part, and in this case the value will be incremented, and in this case address will be incremented. So now you see a of 1 equals 3. Is that a of 1 equals to 3? No, this is not correct. A of 0 equals to 2. What is a of 0? 2. Yes, correct. A of 0 equals to 1. Is that 1? No. And is it compilation error? No. So what is the answer? Option B is correct. So remember this point. So coming to question number 137. So what is the output here? Into a equals 0, b equals 1, c equals 3. So here pointer of it is given. Here this open brace is closing here. We need to check it out first. Equals to a question mark b colon c. So what happens here? We need to say after the execution of this one. Now we'll see this one, this part. What is of a? Anyway, if I have more than one conditional operator, first right one will be executed. We can take first. Anyway, which one will be taken? There is no problem here. In this case, a question mark. What is a value? 0. That means condition value is 0. That means condition is 0 means if this value is non-zero, first value will be taken. If it is 0 or false means second value will be taken. So here the condition value is 0 means the second value c will be taken. Now what is the answer of these three statements is c value. What is c value? 3 will be taken. So a value is 0, that's why false, that's why c will be taken. So 3 will be assigned to which variable? We will see. So here a question mark. What is the a value? 0. 0 means what? Here you can say 0 question mark. That means it has to take, if this value is non-zero, ampersand b will be taken, and here it is ampersand a for 0. So ampersand a will be taken here. That's why it is false, that's why ampersand a. If this is true, that means non-zero, ampersand b will be taken. So what is the answer of these three lines? Means ampersand a. Now the statement will be reduced to like this. Pointer of what is the value you are getting inside? Ampersand a equals to what is the value here you are getting? 3. So now here you can observe pointer of ampersand a. That means ampersand a means address. In that address, what is the value? If you consider. So now it will be reduced as a simply. Address of a. That means the address inside what is the value? Can I say it is a? Yes. So a equals to 3. So finally, what is the solution of this one? Means the value 3 will be assigned to a. So a value will be previously 0, now it is 3. So now if you print like this, so what is a value? 3. What is b value? Unchanged. C also unchanged. The output is 313. Option C is correct answer. Coming to question number 138. So here it is about increment decrement of array values. So how it will be executed? Here an array of 4 values, that is array B, 5, 1, 32 and 4 are to be taken. First k equals, what is k equals to? Plus b of 1. What is b of 1 value? 1. Has to be incremented first. Why? Because it is a pre-increment. So first increment it by 1, it will become 2. Now 2 has to be assigned to k. So k value will become 2. Next L equals to b of 1 plus. So first you need to assign. Why? Because it's a post increment. So that's why first it will be assigned to L. So first L value will be assigned. So b of 1 value is 2 will be assigned, then the value will be incremented afterwards. Now M is equals to b of k plus. Now here also k plus means it's a post increment. That's why k value has to be taken first. So what is b of k has to be taken. What is b of k? K value is 2. So first take what is b of 2. What is b of 2? 32 will be taken into M. Now afterwards k plus has to be executed. So k value will become now 3. So the answer is 3 to 32. So which option B is correct. Now if I write, let us suppose instead of b of k plus, if I write plus k, b of plus k, now it is like this. Plus k means k value is what? 2 is there. So 2 plus 1, 3. So b of 3 will be assigned to M. In that case the answer will be here 3, 2 and b of 3 is 4. So like this it will be there. So there is a difference if you write k plus and plus k inside. So in this case option B is correct. First question number 139. What will be the output of the following program where C equals to some address is given and whereas int it is taken as 2 bytes. So CF34, which is a 2-dimensional array, the values are stored like this: 2, 3, 1, 6, 4. How the values are storing here and what are the addresses if I ask you? So the addresses are, what is C plus 1? Anyway, C means 65,474. What is C plus 1? That means we feel that it is, of course, 2 bytes plus 1 means it is 476. We feel it. But the answer is here C plus 1 means it is actually C plus 1 plus 0. That means which is equals to C of 10. What exactly it is? Ampersand of C of 10. So like this it will take. What is the address of C of 10? So let me take first how the values addresses are taken. C of 34 means 3 rows 4 columns, like this. So first row first column, what is the value it is starting from? 65,474. So 65,004, anyway I'm writing here 74, then 2 bytes 76, then 78, then 80. So next it will be taken from 82, 84, 86, 88. Next it will be taken 90, 92, 94, 96. Like this it will be taken. That means this is C of 0, 0. Index starts from 0. That's why C of 0, 0 address is 65,474. 0, 1 will be 65,476. Next 478, 80. Like this it will be. Now if I ask you what is C plus 1 means, it is indirectly C of 10. What is the address of ampersand C of 10? 10 means second row first column. What is the address? 82. That is 65,482 it has to take. Now this is 65,482. Now what about ampersand C plus 1? So I told you in previous examples. So if I take ampersand of array plus 1 means it takes the address after the allocation of the memory of entire array. Now what is the last value in this array? 96. That means 65,496. After the allocation of all the array values, that is the last array value is, that is the last memory value is 96. Now what is the next value it will take? 98. That is 65,498. That will be your ampersand C plus 1. So if you take one more array, let us suppose this is like 4, that means 4 rows 4 columns, then it will be like here 98, 100, that means 500, 502, 504. Now if I ask you what is ampersand C plus 1 means, what is the next value? 65,506. Like this it will consider. But in this case, after the allocation, what is the last memory allocation? 96. That is 65,496 over. So ampersand c plus 1 means what is the next value? Anyway, 2 bytes no here. So that's why 65,498 will be the address. So that's why what is the answer here? Option A is correct. This is type of execution happens when you take two-dimensional array. Coming to the question number 140, A of 5 is given. That is an array, and initially what are the values I have given in an array? No values. That's why it is a simple array. That's why the values are initially garbage values in this. If it is a static, of course the values will be 0, but here it's a simple integer. That's why values are garbage values. Now while I less than 5, A of I equals to plus plus I. What is I value? Is it 0? Of course it is 0 initially, but here the execution starts from right side. Why? Because it's an increment. So for increment or decrement, execution starts from right side. That's why here plus plus I value will become what? 1. Now what is the right hand side value? 1 will be assigned here. A of I, what is I now? It is not 0, it is 1 now. So A of I value 1 is equals to what is the right side value? 1. So A of 1 equals to 1. So A of 1 equals to 1 will be happen. Next it goes to the loop. What is I value? 1. 1 less than 5. Yes, true. Next again 1 plus plus 2. So here 2. So A of 2. So A of 2 is equals to 2. Next A of 3 equals to 3. Next A of 4 equals to 4. Next I value will be 5. 5 is less than 5. No, comes out. Now you see what are the values assigned. What is A of 0? Nothing. So can I say it is garbage value? Like this. Now I am printing I equals 0, I less than 5. What it has to print? Garbage value. A of 0 is garbage, then 1, 2, 3, 4. So which answer is correct? Option A is correct. Remember like this. It's not like first it will take A of 0 equals to 1, next A of 1 equals to 2, not like this. So here option A is correct. Coming to the question number 141. What will be the output of the following program? So float A has taken 12.4, 2.3, 4.5 and 6.7 are the values. So now the question is here printing size of A. A means it is totally an array. What is the size of A? How many values I have taken here? 4. 4 values for each one. It's a float. That's why 4 bytes. So 4 into 4 totally 16 bytes will be taken for an array. So size of A, if I ask you, the answer is 16 here. And size of A of 0 means only A of 0 it will take, only the first value. So for the first value A of 0, how many bytes? Only 4 bytes. So for each one it is 4 bytes, totally 16, and for only A of 0 it is 4 bytes. If I ask you only A of 1, that is again 4 bytes. So our answer will be 16 and 4. So option A is correct. Anyway, it will print only 16 and 4. So just for understanding purpose, I have given here as bytes. So answer will be 16 and 4. Coming to the question number 142. So int value is equals to 11 it is given, while value minus minus plus 2 is here it is given semicolon. That means of course this printf statement independent of this while loop. After the execution of while loop, then only printf statement executes. That means the condition inside the while is false, then only printf statement will be executed. So we'll see how it will be executed. So value of the value will be 11 first. So 11 minus minus plus 2. So which value will be taken to the condition? That means first it will take 11. 11 plus 2, what is the value? 13. Now anyway, while that condition means what is the condition value? If it is 0 comes out of while, if it is non-zero again takes the while only. So first 11 plus 2, 13, non-zero, and after that the value will be decremented. So value will become 10. Anyway here 11 plus 2, 13, yes, non-zero, that's why semicolon, that's why again going to the while. What is the value now? 10. So 10 plus 2, 12. The while condition value is 12. So after taking 12, the value will become 9. Why? Because value minus minus. Here first value plus 2 will be taken. After that this minus minus will be executed. So 9. So anyway 12 is non-zero. Next value will be taken. That is value is equals to 9. 9 plus 2. I am writing here 11. First it is 13. Next it is 12. Next it is 11. 11 plus 2. 11 now. So 11 is non-zero. Yes, true. Of course, val minus minus 8 here. Next value, that is 8. So 8 plus 2, 10, non-zero. Again it goes to the while loop and the value is 7 now. Next 7 plus 2, 9. So again non-zero. Next it goes like this. Here 7, 6, 5, 4 and 3, 2, 1 also it goes, and of course 0 also it goes. What happens when value is 0? 0 plus 2, 3. Now 3 is non-zero, yes, but value will be decremented by 1. Now minus 1 plus 2. What is the value? Plus 1. Now plus 1 means minus 1 plus 2, that is plus 1. Now again plus 1 is non-zero. Yes, true. Now the value will become minus 2. Minus 2. Now you can see here minus 2 plus 2. Value is 0 here. Now it has to come out of the while loop. But before coming out of the while loop, value minus minus has to be executed. No? So it will become minus 3. So value will become minus 3. Now you can observe it comes here. Now what is the value? Minus 3. Here it is 0. That while condition value is 0. That way coming out value minus minus will be minus 3. Now what you are printing value? That is minus 3. So the output is countdown is minus 3. Option B is correct. Of course when value is minus 2, then it is coming out of the while loop. But after coming out, value minus minus will be executed. That's why this value will become minus 3. Option B is correct. Coming to question number 143. Has defined max. The value of max is, I have taken it as 2. Now enum enumeration, data type enumeration has taken bird. The values sparrow is equals to max plus 1. So it will become what? 3. Parrot is equals to, if I don't assign anything, of course the next value immediately it will become 4. Actually if you don't assign anything for parrot. Why? Because previous value is 3, the next value will be taken. But here parrot equals to max, that means 4 is replaced with max value, that is 2. What is the parrot value? 2 will be taken successfully. Now int main enum bird b. B is an object that is created which is equals to parrot. What is the parrot value? 2. So the value of b is 2. So you are printing b. So the output will be 2 directly. There is no error here. So answer D. Option D is the correct one. Coming to the question number 144. Which of the following statements should be used to obtain a remainder after dividing 3.14 by 2.1? How to divide 3.14 by 2.1 actually? So 2.1 into 1, yes, you can take. 2.1 into 2, can I take? No. If it is 2.1 into 2 means which is 4.2 crossing this one. So 2.1 into 1, it is 2.1. So 2.10. So the difference is 4, here 0, here 1. So actually 1.04 should be the answer. But when you get, if I write 3.14 percentile 2.1, when you get the answer? No. Why? Because this percentile in C will work only for integers. It won't work for floating numbers. Can you get this one mod f? No. So there is a function for remainder to get for even for floating values also, that is f mod function. So this is the correct answer, option C. If you write f mod 3.14 comma 2.1, so it will divide like this. The remainder you will get it as 1.04 successfully here. So the function you can use for floating point numbers when you want to get the remainder, that is f mod. So whereas percentile to get the remainder only for integers, to get even for floating point you have to use f mod. This will work out successfully for remainder for floating point numbers. So option C is correct answer. So question number 145. So int main I have taken int, again main here, but here you can observe the difference between this int main and this int main. There is a main followed by open brace close brace, here you don't have. And even you can remember that main is not a keyword, so you can use that word main as a variable. So here main is a variable. Simply you will write int a, int b, something like. Here I have written int main. So main is a variable I can use because main is not a keyword. So main equals to the value is a 5. main plus plus. Now the value of main will become 6. So printf percentile main, what is the value will be printed? 6. It will print successfully. It is not at all an error. So the option C is correct. Run without any error and it prints 6. So option C is correct. Coming to the question number 146. Here int main register int has taken I equals to 10. So what is this register int? There are 4 storage classes. So it's a one type of storage class like auto is there, register is there, static is there, then extern is there. So among this, here it is using register int. Of course, if you write simply int, we know that how it will be executed. But whereas if you add with any storage classes, it executes differently. So of course auto int, which is similar to int, but register, when you write register int I, so for that I you won't find any address. That means which will not be stored in the memory, it will be stored in the registers, so which are used for fast accessing purpose. So that's why if I make I register int I, you cannot find ampersand I. This is what we need to remember. Anyway, if I write static int I, if I don't assign any value, I value by default it is 0, whereas for auto and register by default value is garbage. For static and extend by default value is 0. So in this case register int I equals 10. So I value is 10, it is taking in register, but you are assigning ampersand I to a pointer. What is ampersand I? It is not available. So which is unavailable, that is assigning to a variable, so which is not allowed. That's why here it is a compile time error. So no need to check the remaining code. So here if it is a register int, you cannot find an address, so you cannot assign an address. That's why here it is a compile time error. So option D is the correct answer. Coming to the question number 147. So here it is given char ch of 20. The string that is taken, the values are given as like characters A B C D F G H I J K L M. Now what you are printing? Let us suppose if I print percentile s, what will be printed? That entire string will be printed. Now if I print percentile 5s, so what will be printed here? If I write percentile 5s means 5 spaces followed by the string. But if I print percentile 5.2 means what? Percentile 5.2 means 5 spaces followed by only first 2 characters will be printed. 0.2 means, so what are the first 2 characters? AB. So 5 spaces followed by AB will be your output. So which answer is correct? Anyway, I have given here spaces, so that's why option B is correct. It is with respect to this point value. So 0.3 means first 3 characters, 0.4 means first 4 characters, like this. So here before point the value means that is with respect to the number of spaces that is required. So here it is given 5.2 means 5 spaces followed by first 2 characters will be printed as output. So option B is correct. Coming to the question number 148. So I value is equals to 1, j value is equals to 2. So now this if condition, how it will be executed, we'll see first. Of course inside brace, the first priority I'll take first I and j. So what is I value? 1 anyway, and j value is 2 anyway. Here it is AND is a bitwise AND operator. First I'll convert 1 into binary, that is 0 1, 2 into binary, that is 1 0. So now if I do AND operation here, 1 and 0 will be 0, 0 and 1 will be 0. So the answer is 0. So what is the I and j value? 0. Not of 0, what is not of 0 will be 1, not of 1 will be 0, or not of any non-zero is also 0. So not of 1 will be 0, not of non-zero will be 0, not of 0 will be 1. So not of 0 will be 1. So value here, entire value will be 1 now. So what is I value? 1. So now it will be like this. If I 1 double AND, the value here it is 1. So if this value is double equals to 1, it is asking. So I double AND 1 double AND 1. So true double AND true. It's a logical AND. So true and true is always true. So that's why it is again 1. So 1 double equals to 1. Yes, true. So if condition is true.
So that's why printf percentile I. What is I value? 1 will be taken. If this is false, that means if the value is 0, then else part will be taken. So option A is the correct answer. And remember one more point here. If I say if 1 double equals to 1 means true. True in the sense it's 1 the value. If it is false, the value inside is 0. If let us suppose here it is 1 double equals to 5. So is it true? No, false. That means the value inside of if is 0. That's why it goes to the else part. So this is what actual execution. It is not exactly true and false. It is about the value inside is either 0 or non-zero. Coming to the question number 149. So fact equals to 1. If you clearly observe, this is a program for, it feels like the program for finding the factorial of a number. But if you clearly observe, so I equals to n here. So n I value 5. 5 is greater than or equals 0. Yes, true. Fact equals to fact initial value 1. 1 into 5, which is equals to 5. But next I value 4. So 5 into 4 equals to 20. Next I value 3. So 20 into 3, 60. 60 into 2, 120. 120 into 1, 120. But what is the next I value? 0. 0 is greater than or equals 0? Yes, again true. So 120 into 0. So everything will become 0. So this is what you need to check. I greater than or equals to 0 I have given. It's not 1. If I give I greater than or equals to 1, then the value is 120. Option A for that. But here I have given 0. That's why the total value is 0. Which option is correct? Option D. So we need to clearly check it out. So what is the last value of I? Coming to the question number 150. So int a equals to 5. So what you are printing? Printf percentile D. After this mostly we'll write comma, but here I have written +1 additionally, then comma a. So if I don't write this part, what you feel like percentile D a, so definitely it will print 5. But if I write +1 means it takes the position after 1. That means what is the first position digit symbol? Percentile. So here it takes only D here. That means it is like this. Printf, it removes D percentile and it is only D comma A. So what is there inside? Only D. D means it prints D. That's it. That means if I write +1 means it takes the position from 1. So only D is there. So what is that? Inside D only. So D will be printed. So option D. Let us suppose if I write like this. We'll take one more example also. Printf percentile D. Then I'll write here. I'll write 1 again, comma. I'll write some value like a comma b, where a value is 5 and b value is 6. Now what will be the output? So I have written +1 no, so it starts from here. So D percentile D. What is D? Like this. So there is no percent. D will be printed. Percentile D means value. Which value will be taken? A value or B value? Percentile D means format specifier. If there is a percentile, then only it treats it as format specifier. Now here percentile D, that means now it takes a value. So what is the first number? It won't take B, it takes the first variable. What is that? A. So then value is 5. So D5 will be the output if I write like this. So remember this point, when you write plus and some number here, how it will be executed. For further questions and for further updates, stay tuned to the channel. Keep surfing. Thank you.